Hi everyone, so today is just a very simple Meet the Horses video. So I am a 24-year-old trainer here in the Silver Glade area. I own my own facility, I train horses, and I also have a decently large lesson program. We mainly do English disciplines, but we do a little bit of Western, but our main focus is definitely more the English side of riding. So I figured I would just do like a Meet the Horses video, and then that's kind of how we can get this all started. So I've made a list, and it has 5 different categories for each horse. So it will have their name, and then also if they have a show name, their age, their personality, their role, and then any health concerns that they have. So for the personality, I did limit myself to 5 sentences or less because I could literally ramble on for days, but I don't think that would be very entertaining. And their role is basically just what they do at the facility, whether they're in lessons or leased or whatever. Okay, so we're gonna start with Duchess, aka Duchess's Delight. Duchess is 10 years old. She is my heart horse. I've had her since I was 16 and completely trained her on my own. We suspect Duchess had a tricky past, however she was purchased from an auction, so no details are explicitly known. Whatever happened has definitely caused this girl to be quite sensitive, but her sweet personality never fails to show. Even when she's nervous or tense, she'll never buck, bolt, spook, rear, stop, or do anything to harm her rider. Her role is she's currently in intermediate lessons because she gets a little bit worried with the beginner riders, and then that just kind of makes her day really tense, and then it worries the rider even more, and it's just not a great combination. And she's not really one who wants to go chase doing like big jumps or fancy moves with the more advanced students, so she's very happy doing the intermediate lessons and being ridden by me. She has no health concerns. So next up is Millie, aka Miss Millie. So Millie just turned 6. She's the sweetest mare. Although she's fairly young, she has the most perfect personality and is super quote-unquote trainable. Millie is a huge cuddle bug on the ground, and that sweet personality definitely transfers into the saddle. Due to her age, she has done a minimal amount of jumping, but I plan to focus on jumping her more over the winter now that she is a little bit more developed. Her role is she's currently a personal horse in training to either do lessons or just have fun with as a personal horse for myself. She isn't going anywhere. We'll absolutely adore her. Health concerns, she doesn't really have any, but she's prone to getting pretty chunky, so we have to just keep a manage on that. Next up is Destiny, aka Coming in Hot, and I know that those two names literally have nothing to do with one another, but you'll see why once I explain her personality. Destiny is 12 years old, and she definitely knows she's hot stuff. She jumps the moon, shows off all her fancy moves in the dressage ring, and then books it on the cross-country course. She's insanely athletic and definitely brings home a ribbon every time she goes out. Her happy place is definitely showing off all her moves and going insanely fast while flying over massive jumps. She's a horse you can tell just loves her job. Her role is that she is an advanced-only lesson horse due to her slightly hot-headed personality. She's currently being leased, so she has less of a role in the mainstream program, and she gets ridden by me quite often just to, help keep everything on track. She currently has no health concerns. Next up is Lucky, aka Lucky Charm. Lucky is 8 years old. He was rescued from a horrific situation when he was a 3-month-old foal. My friend trained him up and eventually sold him to me so he could teach kids how to walk, trot, canter, and so I could teach him how to jump and introduce him to the show ring. Despite his rough past, Lucky is your classic gelding. He's constantly wanting cuddles and would never hurt a fly. His only vice is he heavily dislikes anyone picking out or touching his feet, which we suspect is a trauma from his past. Lucky does beginner / intermediate flat lessons and intermediate jumping lessons. He is still learning regarding jumping, but due to his sweet personality, it is a perfect opportunity to have some students get a taste of jumping a green horse. I still jump him weekly, but occasionally he will have a little pop with one of the students. Health concerns. Lucky had ulcers when he first arrived, but has since settled in, and he requires chiro and massage much more than the other horses as he carries quite a bit of tension. Next up is Mickey, aka Mr. Mix. Mickey is 24, and he was basically just randomly dropped off at our property one day with no sign of any person. We suspect he was most likely owned by a family or an individual who eventually could just not handle the financial commitment that is maintaining an older pony. Despite his age, Mickey absolutely loves to cruise. He's off limits for jumping, but absolutely adores teaching the littles the ropes of riding. He has an incredible amount of patience, which makes him the perfect candidate to teach kids to walk, trot, canter. His role is beginner flat lessons and health concerns. Mickey has to stay inside during the summer to help him not get sunburned. He has some arthritis, and he's definitely prone to laminitis. Next up is Miss Orchid. So Orchid is around 14 years old. We're not sure her precise age, but that's what we're assuming from her teeth. Orchid was supposed to be a wild and untamed Mustang, but when she arrived, we realized this girl just enjoys everything about domestic life. She was incredibly happy to just have food delivered to her and not to have to run from predators every 5 seconds. So she basically just adopted the domestic life completely on her own. This girl now is the perfect quote-unquote schoolmaster you will ever meet. She's definitely a kick ride, but she has no spook, bolt, rear, bite, kick, stop, or anything like that. Her only vice is being incredibly tricky to persuade to go any faster than a very slow walk. Her role is beginner/intermediate lessons, and she has no health concerns except for being prone to being chunky once again. Next up is Blue, aka Chase the Blues Away. Blue is 9 years old, and he is just incredible. He is perfection. There are not many horses who can teach a kid to post the trot, then head off to a show and win the speed class in the meters. He's a freak of nature, but in the best way possible. He's just an eager-to-please gelding who loves his job in life. Role, he does lessons of all levels, currently half-leased by a lovely girl who competes him in the show jumping circuit. And health concerns, he's prone to being quite skinny, but we have tactics to manage it. Next up is Genie, aka Make-A-Wish. He is 11 years old, and his personality is definitely your classic cheeky lesson pony. He's a total kick ride, but also makes his rider pay attention, because if you let one thing slip, he might just take you over to the nearest gate, open it, and go munch on some grass. He's definitely our barn escape artist. Nonetheless, he's a perfect boy to help kids improve. He definitely doesn't make things easy for them, but they are always in safe hands. His role is beginner/intermediate lessons. However, he is currently leased by a girl who competed in 2-foot hunters this past season with him, but that's only a half lease, so the other half of the time he just does lessons. Health concerns is he's prone to laminitis, but he doesn't currently have it. Next up is Toby, aka the Topester. He is 13 years old, and Toby is incredibly easygoing and insanely sweet. He has patience for literally anything. Although his athletic ability keeps him at fairly low heights, his heart and the way he tries for his riders makes him the top choice when kids get to pick which horse they want to ride. His role is in all levels of lessons, however mostly intermediate/beginner, but can fill in for advanced if needed. He has no health concerns. Next up is Princess. So Princess is 8 years old, and she is your classic mare. She was basically a pasture pet before we got her, so her manners are definitely not ideal. We're actively working with her as she has a lot of talent and the potential to be a very level-minded pony, but she was just never given proper training whatsoever. She's not currently in lessons, she's just in training, and she has no health concerns. Next up is Mr. Duke. So Duke is 14 years old, and he is a cuddle bug. He just loves attention on the ground and definitely some treats as well. Although slightly cheeky in the saddle, he really means no harm. His version of being cheeky is the occasional stop or drive-by refusal if his rider isn't paying attention. Otherwise, he is infinitely patient. You can hop on this horse bareback and in a halter in a random field, and he would take care of you. Rule, he does all levels of lessons, and health concerns is he's prone to laminitis. Last but not least is Mr. Loki. Loki is 7 years old, and he was given to us for free as the previous owner had absolutely no idea what to do to help him. Loki can be incredibly cheeky and definitely takes advantage of his riders and handlers. He's constantly trying to quote-unquote test you, even when just trying to lead him in from the field. From what we heard, Loki basically sat in a field and just got fed treats constantly, with no training or handling other than being fed. So we definitely think a part of his naughtiness comes from feeling entitled to being just fed whenever he's around humans. He has been checked, and medically he is just fine. He was just handled extremely poorly up until now, which has resulted in some interesting behaviors. Role is he's currently in training and will probably be for quite a while, and he has no health concerns. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you all enjoyed just getting to know me and my horses. And yeah, I'm super excited for the next video, and let me know in the comments down below who's your favorite horse, and yeah, give me any video ideas or anything like that. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as it really does help me out, and I will see you all next time. Bye!